Hello and welcome to TRC's Power Show Live. I'm Melissa Sherman, Senior Vice President at TRC Electronics. And for those of you that don't know me, over the last 19 years, I've successfully helped over 50,000 manufacturing clients bring their innovative products to the market with the top power supply brands. Now, when we talk about top brands, most people think that it takes a really long time and it's really hard to build a brand and that it's impossible, but that's not true. Today in our Power Show Live, we are going to share 3 keys to creating a powerful brand. And also, guys, I want you to stay tuned at the very end. We're going to have a promotional offer. It's amazing, and we don't want you guys to miss that out. So we're going to start here. We have a very special guest today. It's Susan Cervenak. She's from Vox Power. She's going to be joining us. And Vox Power is a very well-known and well-respected brand in the modular power supply market and also for both fan-cooled and conduction-cooled products. Now, we're going to show you how Vox Power provides a tremendous amount of value and how they're not only winning, but continuing to gain traction in markets such as military, harsh environment verticals, and they continue to grow their position in the medical and the IT markets. So without further ado, I would love to introduce you to our special guest, Susan from Vox Power. Susan, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you?
Thanks, Melissa, and thanks for having me here today. Like Melissa said, I'm Susan Cervenak. I'm with Vox Power, and for over 3 decades now, I've brought my passion to the power supply industry, working with engineers to solve their problems and their designs that they're trying to work on. Vox Power and their technology and their commitment to individualized customer experiences is a perfect fit for me. And it's really great to work with the specialized team at TRC that focuses 100% on power to bring our products to the market.
So let's talk about the 3 keys to creating a powerful brand. So first is innovation. Second is client commitment. And third is vision. And when we talk about vision, we're going to check out the latest innovations at Vox Power. And then when we talk about client commitment, we're going to learn how the commitment to clients really elevates a brand. And then, of course, a vision, right? Where are they going? And we're going to get an exclusive sneak peek to the upcoming power solutions. So definitely stay tuned. Let's start with some innovation, Susan. We know that it's so crucial to the success of any organization that you have innovation and new innovation. So let's talk about what Vox Power has.
Certainly. Great. Thanks, Melissa. As Melissa mentioned, Vox Power is well known, well respected in the modular power supply space. We listened to our customers, though, and what we heard was a market shift of people wanting to move away from having fans in their designs, whether this was for reasons of eliminating audible noise or reducing the risk of contamination into their end products, or just the sheer cost of a service call that it can put the burden on a company to have to go out there and replace a fan in a system. Vox responded to this by introducing products that were fanless. They were silent. We brought conduction-cooled power supplies to the market, concentrating first on what we were already in the space of in the modular power supply market. So we introduced our VCCM 600 modular conduction-cooled fanless power supply for both the medical and the industrial markets. We maintained our core competency with very highly dense products, rugged designs, quality construction. This VCCM 600 is a 600-watt modular conduction-cooled power supply. It has 4 modules that the engineer can select and implement into the design. They can put these into their design on their own. They can configure it at their own location and still have a UL-approved solution, which is very unique out there in the modular space. The modules can be adjusted to any output voltage that the engineers would like. The flexibility among them is vast. Along with that adjustability, they can put them in parallel with each other to create higher power ratings for their designs. They can also put those modules into series to create very unusual voltages out there for some very, very specialized applications. The modules can be individually controlled to enable them, to disable them, anything that the engineer might need. We call it designs in minutes. Just come to us, share with us what you're trying to do within your application. We'll listen carefully to it, and we'll help you design a flexible solution for your needs. Along that same path of these fanless, conduction-cooled, but rugged products, Vox also has a very, very small 300-watt, 2-inch by 4-inch conduction-cooled power supply. These are just fantastic. They're used in both Class 1 and Class 2 applications. In medical applications, they're perfect for BF-rated designs. The EMI is just superb. You can go on our website. You can download our EMI plots on there. And my engineering friends out there, this just makes it so much easier for you when you're going to the lab and you're taking your end system to the lab. You can go out there with confidence that you've got a power supply that is very, very low EMI, and it's going to help you get through your lab testing for sure. What's really neat about these power supplies and very unique out there, like I said, this is 300 watts in a 2x4 package. These can easily be used in parallel for higher power applications. So think of it. You have 300 watts in a 2x4, you put one more in, 600 watts. You put one more in, 900 watts, and you're still maintaining that very, very compact footprint in a conduction-cooled, silent design. Vox Power can help you start to finish with this. If you'd like us to take those 3 power supplies and put them on a plate for you and do all of the connections for you and give you a turnkey solution for that, talk to us. Talk to the folks at TRC, and we'd be happy to help you with that.
That's great, Susan. And yeah, like Susan mentioned, if you guys have any applications, any designs that are in the early stages that you'd like us to check out, please type in the chat. We'll make sure that we get someone to contact you right away. Now, Susan, on those 2 products that you had there, what are some examples where you guys really won in the marketplace, like an example of a product that puts you above the competition?
So the medical space comes to mind. A lot of things that are in a patient-facing environment where the patient might be a little nervous to start with. And so what we don't want to be distracted with is audible noise going on. Think about a lot of optical applications, various tests that you might have had done at a doctor's facility, where you want it quiet. You want to focus on what's happening with you. We see an awful lot going on right now within the military space, where they're looking for these solutions that are conductively cooled. For sure, they're in environmentally challenged situations out there, perhaps completely enclosed environments, and where it's just super important for a conduction cooled source to be taking any of the heat that's being generated by the power supply itself, conducting it out through the base plate and straight into the enclosure that the customer might have.
And Susan had addressed some of those needs there for the client, right? It starts with innovation and having product. And specifically with Vox Power, what comes to mind is your small form factor, right? You have a package and you're fitting into spaces smaller than any other brands. That's putting you guys above. And you guys also we talked about the modular power supply solutions. Earlier, you shared the VCCM 600. You also have the Nevo series. And the modular power supplies, which are really unique, they allow the clients to address specific voltages that are used in the system. It also gives them a lot of flexibility when they're thinking about their current design, but also thinking about their future needs of the product. So with the modular power supply, Susan had mentioned that earlier, you have different slots, and there's different voltages, and this is going to provide you with, all right, this is your needs now, but maybe something's going to change down the road, and you're going to need additional DC voltages. maybe you're going to require a change in the design. There could be some additional needs, or just having the flexibility of having one footprint with multiple outputs and being able to use that across multiple applications. And we here at TRC have had a lot of success with Vox there. And then, of course, you talked about your thermal performance, right? Fanless and conduction cooled, making a really amazing impact, especially in the medical industry. Susan had shared that earlier. There's rooms that are being built, and the patient wants to be in there really quiet and comfortable, and having that fanless design, not having that noise in the background, it really puts them to ease. And it's great to see you guys making such an impact on people's lives. And then one of my favorites is the service and support. You guys offer an amazing level of service. Susan shared earlier about flexible engineering solutions by being able to put those 300 watt power supplies to 2x4s and tying them in parallel and being able to put them on a plate. And Vox Power offers that. They look at a problem and they find a solution. They go ahead and they're responsive. You guys are there helping the clients along the way. And of course, understanding the needs of what that client's production cycle looks like and preventing and overcoming any supply challenge obstacles. So when we know that we're working together, we're in collaboration with this powerful brand Vox, we're communicating those needs, addressing the needs of the client when they need to go have a pilot run, when they're going into production, and through that collective collaboration, we're preventing those obstacles in the supply chain. So thank you, Susan. We appreciate that. Now, moving out of client commitment, right? That was our second key to building a powerful brand. Third is a vision, right? So a vision is so important in business. It provides you a path where you're going, and that path, along that path, it also shows you all the people that you can positively impact. So Susan, you talked about where Vox is at. You shared some of the product that you currently have. Let's jump into this sneak peek here, which is exclusive on this Power Show Live, of where Vox is going.
Really exciting to hear the accelerated development activity that's taking place at Vox Power. One of the first products that we're just about to introduce is this 300 watt conductively cooled DC to DC power supply. As you can see, it is in a super slim 1-inch high package. It's very, very rugged. It's so rugged that we're going through all of the approval process for rail. And so this thing is going to be tested for extremes in shock, vibration, salt, mist, altitude on it. One of the interesting markets, fascinating market that we're involved in, is everything is becoming electrified. So think of the battery-driven vehicles that are out there. This is a huge market. And what we're finding out there is quite a few of them are being powered by a stack, if you will, of 12-volt batteries that are creating an input voltage that needs to go to a DC to DC product that's really high. Some of these are like 72 volts, 110 volts, and there's just no conductively cooled, ruggedized DC to DC solution out there that can accept that type of an input voltage. This can accept voltages up to 160 volts DC while providing you with 300 watts of conductively cooled output power. It comes in single output voltages that are can be adjusted. These are super light as well, which is really important in some of these vehicles that are being developed out there. We're trying to keep the weight out of the system. These can be stacked again and used in parallel with each other to create higher than 300 volts. And so this is just fantastic to be involved in this just ever-evolving, super growing industry out there in the electrification market, vehicles on it. I could hear a bit of the presentation. So, Melissa talked about the innovative twist that we're going to put on this open frame 2x4 and 3x5 single output power supply market. Vox has never been a Me Too company, and we're not going to be a Me Too company on this one. So we're kind of packing it with a punch. These power densities that we're going to bring to those industry standard footprints are just going to allow those engineers out there who are always trying to make their products higher in power but smaller and smaller. We're going to fit into those spaces for them. And it's just great. The amount of applications that I think that you folks are going to want to talk to TRC about in this space are just going to be huge. Going back to our roots and working on this VCCM 600 a little bit, and Melissa told you about that giveaway that we've got at the end of this broadcast. We're going to expand on the modules for this product. We're going to give those engineers more flexibility for those designs and minutes that they're working on. These are single output modules right now. We're going to give them dual outputs. We're going to give them 300-watt modules that they can work with, just to give them increased flexibility in what they're working on. And then sticking with where we are on the conduction cooled products and the success that we're seeing and the demand that we're seeing in that marketplace, the engineers are working on some more conductively cooled designs that are going to range from 800 watts to 1800 watts. We're working on single output platforms. We're also working on modular platforms for those. So the times are exciting moving forward. We're happy to be a part of this journey with TRC, and we welcome any opportunities that you'd like to talk to us about.
Thank you, Susan. And we have that QR code up there again for that free promotional offer. This is a kit here that has the VCCM 600 fully populated with those output modules. It's an engineering dream to have this kit next to your workbench. So scan that QR code and enter to win this kit. All right, well, today we shared again those 3 keys to a powerful brand. So whether you're thinking about creating a brand, you have a brand, and you want to build that up even more, 3 really important things that you need to think about is your innovation, right? What types of product and service do you have? How are you helping clients? How are you positively impacting people? And then your commitment to those clients. Learning like this really elevates your brand. When you're able to commit and address to your clients' needs, you're going to be on your way to a powerful brand. And of course, where you're going, your vision and your roadmap. Well, everyone out there watching, I thank you so much for joining. And I'd like to give a special thanks to Susan Cervenak at Vox Power for joining us today. It was a pleasure having you, excited about where Vox is going and how you guys continue to create that brand and just build it up.
The pleasure is mine, Melissa.
All right. Thank you, Susan. Everybody have a remarkable day.